Trapped by the belief that I'm not good enough, bound by the limitations and the lies that consumed my world, this was me. It wasn't until I took the biggest leap in my life to know and trust the power within. And it was at that moment I made a choice. My past will not define me anymore. Hello, I am Teri Cardula, and I know I am not alone in this. Over the years, I have found that the number one mistake that we make is that we get in the way of our own success story. Yes, I said it. On this show, together we'll tackle limiting beliefs, self sabotage, getting stuck, fear, doubt, overwhelm, and the imposter syndrome. Join us on this journey designed to transport you beyond your limitations to a world where anything is possible. This is Talking with Teri.
Hey there, this is Coach Kathy Wilson. My website is coachkathywilson.com. And my tip for you today around your business is to create a plan. There's a saying that I love, and Abraham Lincoln says, if I have 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'm going to spend the first 4 sharpening the knife. That's what planning is about. Sometimes we don't like to plan because it feels like it's delaying us from taking action. But a plan starts with a vision. You've got to be crystal clear on where you want to take your business. What's your business about? Who are the people that you want to serve? You have to get crystal clear on that first. Once you are crystal clear on that, you've got to be able to see it, taste it, smell it. It's got to be super clear. Once you're clear on that, then you can move on to your goals. A lot of people start with goals, but the reason they start with goals is because that's what we've always been taught. So you start with your vision. Your goals are the vehicle to those vision and that vision. And when you have a vision, your goals become even more clear. They're more effective because they're actually in alignment. Once you have those goals, then you move on to your action plan. And here's a little tip. When we start that taking action, we are so prone to getting to that low hanging fruit. And we wonder why we can't make progress. The reason is because some of those action items are actually projects. So if you have on your action item, create a website, well, that is a project. And that's usually why we put it off, because we don't realize that there are multiple steps in that. So you got to break that down. So again, get very clear on your vision for your business. Then you set your goals. Then you make sure that you create that action plan and break down the steps that are necessary. So that's my tip. If you can do that, you're going to have an awesome business.
My name is Margie Feltune. I am the CEO of Interview Connections. Our website is interviewconnections.com. And my number one business strategy tip is to look at your own leadership. If you are stuck somewhere, or if you are going for a big goal and you're having trouble hitting it, it can be really seductive to look at tactics, to look at strategies, systems, sales, marketing, and all of that stuff is important. And it definitely could be part of the problem. But if you address all the tactics and strategies and you're still feeling stuck, my advice is to look at your leadership. This happened to us recently. We were going for our first 500K month, and we set that goal 2 years ago. And then we failed to hit that goal every single month for 24 straight months. And we were starting to get really frustrated. And so was the team. It was clearly causing a lot of frustration and a lot of burnout. And it felt like we had tried everything, right? We were doing everything right. We were doing all the strategies. We were addressing our energy. We were working with an energy coach. We were manifesting, and it still wasn't quite there. And then through learning about leadership, through learning about engaging our team and getting their ideas and becoming more collaborative, learning how to strategically look at how can we multiply resources instead of adding resources and team, ended up being what we needed to have our first 500K month and a massive breakthrough in our company.
My name is Catherine Sherlock, and my website is highermindfulness.com. So I just want to give you a little tip about business and the days when things aren't working. I think what we do too often is when things aren't working is we push through. We just try to push harder and push through. And what's happening is burnout. And so in those moments, even if you push through the product that you end up producing is usually not that great. It usually doesn't work in the long run. It doesn't have the power. So taking the time to reset yourself in those moments and having just really easy tools, whether it's working with the breath for a few minutes, but away, or bringing yourself down into the body again, and really feeling seated in your chair or seated where you are, but not just pushing through. That would be my suggestion for a way to change your life. Thank you.
My name is Maura Thomas, and my website is maurathomas.com. And my tip for you today is to kick the phrase time management to the curb. You can't manage your time. You can only schedule time with yourself, but scheduling time with yourself doesn't guarantee, and sometimes it doesn't even increase the odds that you will do that thing that you intended to do. Our biggest challenge in the 21st century is not that we don't have enough time. It's that we have too many distractions. And so managing distractions and regaining control over your attention allows you to move from living a life of reaction and distraction to living a life of design and choice and intention. And two quick ways to regain control over your attention are to first start exerting more control over your technology. So get familiar with the do not disturb feature. Start having some times in your days that you are completely tech free, where you put your phone out of your sight. Shut off all of the little red numbers that show up on all of the apps that say that you owe people some sort of communication to something. Make those all go away. Turn off almost all of the notifications. You don't need to know right now that somebody liked your LinkedIn post. Regain control over your technology. And then the second thing is regain control over your environment. So if you have a space where you work, tell the people in your life when you would prefer not to be disturbed. And those two tips will allow you to move from a life of reaction and distraction to a life of choice and intention.
I am super excited to share this business tip with all of your listeners. And really, as a profitability strategist, it's the reminder that we have got to be looking at our businesses, not just at the end of the year when you're doing your tax planning and panicking about like, how did I do, but really leaning in and doing some quarterly assessments. So I want you guys thinking about, the history and the evidence of what just happened in this quarter as you're leaning into the next quarter. And the things that I want you looking at is not just profitability. I want you thinking about and assessing, where are your beliefs and mindset this last quarter? Are you further along in the quarter that you just came through than where you were the quarter before? Where was your time management in this quarter? Are you further along in managing your time, or are you letting valuable time that could be focused on your business slip through your hands? And then most importantly, what's distracting you? What are your services and offerings like this last quarter? Are you further along than you were the quarter before? Have you reviewed, developed, enhanced your client offerings and your services? Did you grow your client base? Like, are you measuring that? And by how many? How much did you grow? Did you educate yourself in new ways to create new streams of revenue? Fourth, client attraction. Are you further along than you were the quarter before? Did you add clients to your funnel? Did you grow your email list? Do you even have an email list? Did you nurture those existing clients that you have? And how did you do that, right? Look at your client retention. Did you measure client retention? What is your client retention? Look at client referrals and reviews. Did you receive any testimonials? Do you track them? Do you have a referral program? Do you even ask for testimonials and reviews, and did you use them? How about marketing? Review your marketing, review your networking, review if you're working with the right clients. Is there a possible boundary that you need to create? Is there support that you need? Really dig in and lean to see in this last quarter where you've made progress. And then don't forget the money. You've got to look at your sales, your expenses, net profit. Michelle Jacobic, business profitability strategist, michellejacobic.com or Instagram @Michelle Jacobic.
My name is Kristen Molinar of YesBossVA.com. My top business tip is that connection in business is key. I think that this gets overlooked so much in a world of social media and vanity metrics, metrics that are not actually moving the needle in our business. I just want to encourage people to continue to connect with people in their industry. So for me, this means being a podcast guest. I'm able to connect with really wonderful people like Teri, and having those connections has enabled me to grow my business. But even if you don't want to be a podcast guest, going to networking events, getting involved in things that genuinely connect you with people, that is going to be a huge benefit and a huge profit building exercise in your business. There is so much value to be had in providing value to others. I have found that by focusing on relationships with other people, rather than feeling like everybody I meet is somebody I have to sell, I have found that I'm able to get more profit out of every relationship that I have. So one example was I went to a conference where I met a girl that probably should have hired me, but instead of hiring me, I just gave her tons of value. It elevated how she saw me. She saw me as a connector. She saw me as somebody who provided value. And that relationship could have been worth like $5,000. Instead, I became an expert in her sphere, and she ended up referring about 5 or 6 clients to me that year. And so that relationship was worth 5 or 6 times more than had I just looked at her as somebody that I wanted to sell. So the root of all of this, the one strategy that I would say, don't forget about this, is connect, connect, connect. Businesses have been doing this since the beginning of business time, even before social media. This is not something that's going to go away, and it's something that you need if you want longevity in your business.
Hi, I'm Allison Chavis. You can find me at AllisonChavis.com. I'm a prosperity and success coach for ambitious, God-centered female entrepreneurs. And I want to share with you a business strategy that actually changed the entire course of my business. When I lead with being rather than doing, when I lead with feminine energy and I connect with my higher power, whether it's God, universe, infinite intelligence, whatever that is to you, I ask one question: what's the easiest, fastest, most pleasurable way for me to get to this outcome? And then I listen to the nudges and I follow the nudges. And the nudges sometimes don't make sense. In fact, most of the time, they don't make sense. They feel small, they feel tiny, they feel insignificant. Usually it's reach out here, do a post about this, do an Instagram story about this. It's very simple. They're very fast and easy to execute. And it has always led to a beautiful connection, to a greater realization, to a beautiful relationship, an extra client, whatever it is. Let the nudges be simple. They'll come in your own voice. They'll have your very own cadence. It will come as just a very simple idea for you to execute on. But as you start trusting those nudges, knowing everything always works out for you and you follow them, you'll see how your higher power is guiding you to exactly what you want, and you will love the journey as you go. So the question is, what's the easiest, fastest, most pleasurable way to this result or this outcome? Take a breath, let the idea come, and follow the nudge.
My name is Katrina Sawa, and I'm with jumpstartyourbiznow.com. And my 2-minute tip is to know what you're selling and know the pricing and be super clear on what it is you're selling and offering. And what I mean by that is most entrepreneurs actually are not clear on what they're selling. They're like, well, I sell coaching, or you can buy an hour here, or you can do this, or I help you do that and that and this and that and whatever. And you can't do that. You will not sell as much as you want to sell if you aren't super clear. If you could get into this program, which is 6 weeks and it's $1,000, and this is the transformation that you'll get, or you could work with me privately for $17,000, whatever, right? And this is what you're going to get in the transformation, or I have some other options. If you're interested, let me know which one is good for you and how we can get started, right? You have to be dialed in with the this or that if you're in a sales conversation. Don't just offer one thing to somebody that you're having a private conversation with, because then the answer is what? Yes or no. Stop it, right? Have a this or that offer. Have a this, you could do this or you could do that. But be very, very clear on what that is, and make sure your this or that is not like 6 months coaching or 3 months coaching. Same offer, just a different length of time, because guess which one they're going to choose? The 3 months. Have different kinds of offers for different kinds of learners in your business, for your target audience. Make sure you're super clear on that. Be flexible in negotiating. So if you're just starting out your business, you may not know what to price it at. I suggest you charge as much as you can say without stuttering. Please, if you can't say what it is you charge, then you're not going to be able to spit it out in a sales conversation. So charge as much as you can say without stuttering, sell a couple of those until you can say a higher price, and then raise the rates and keep going.
Hey, everyone. It is your host, Teri Cardula with Talking with Teri, and I am excited to be jumping on here. Please pop over to Talking with Teri, that's TERI.com, to connect further with me. So I'm going to share with you my 2-minute tip for business for 2022. So people come to me all the time asking me, how do I create on demand? How do I stay in the flow? How do I manifest, generate, and create with purpose and ease? And this is the best tool and the best resource that I have to offer you. And it will be a game changer for you. So if you have not already purchased my daily intentions planner, I highly recommend that you hop on over to my website, talkingwithteri.com/stop-shop. And that is where all of our products are, but I'm highlighting the daily intentions planner here, and here's why. It is a planner designed to support you and allows us to pull in brain science, the universal laws, and allows you to create your life by design, not by default. Because so often we will just kind of go through life and we'll be pushed over by this and drawn into that and this and that. And we don't really have clarity around where are we heading and what is that target. So not only does it allow you an opportunity to write down what those targets are, which is really key, but it also lets you look at what are the daily actions that you are taking that allows you to create by demand. Right? And so it is really, really powerful. So what we know, so the first part of this, the planner, you will fill out the night before, and at the end of the day, because the brain processes stuff 7 times more at the end of the day than it does any other time of day. So we've already activated the brain, engaged the universal laws to help support creating by design, not by default. Okay. The next step is the next morning we wake up, we are excited, we run through what we've created, what we've written down. And then that evening, we will document all of the things that we are grateful for, all of the opportunities that have been shown up in our lives. And we will also document the evidence. And that is so powerful because where we are now and where we desire to be are very different places. So the more that we can document the evidence, it's starting to show us that we're stepping into those higher and higher alignments of energetics, higher awareness and consciousness. So it is really powerful that we take inspired daily action. And this is the tool that will take you there. So pop over to talkingwithteri.com/stop-shop. All right, I'll see you in the next episode.
I am so grateful that you joined me for this episode. If you've enjoyed this, then there's just one thing that I would like you to do. Click to subscribe and leave me a rating and review. As my way to thank you, let's connect for a free consultation. Just reach out to me at talkingwithteri, that's TERI.com, to book your time.